Don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. Hi everyone, it's Mike here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today it's time for another collaboration with the ArtsyTrio. So my friends Gina Ahrens and Bea Grob are all doing another art journal project or art project based on the Moodboard that this month has been created by Gina Ahrens. So I'll turn over to my other camera and show you what I'm going to create and what Gina's Moodboard looks like for the month. So this is the Moodboard for, well, I suppose technically December, because obviously we're doing this at the end of November, so it's for December's ArtsyTrio collaboration. So this time it's been created by Gina Ahrens, and as you can see, she's called this one Small Things. So there's a definite kind of purple, blue, white vibe going on with this mood board. So looking at it, there's no real theme in here. It is kind of more small items, just little things, a bit more abstract. So I think that's the way I'm going to go today. I haven't done an abstract-y kind of art journal page that didn't really have any particular graphic form to it for a long time. So that's, I think, what I'm going to do today. So I'm in my 12 by 12 journal. I've pulled out some paints which I think are going to kind of work well with the colour scheme that Gina's chosen for this month. So, like I said, it is just going to be a kind of abstract-y page with different layers and different textures that I'm going to put down. So let's just move the mood board to one side and just zoom out a little bit. I don't want to go too far. So that's, yeah, just a bit further. I think I don't want to go so far that you're actually looking into my lap off the edge of the desk, if you know what I mean. I think that's probably about as far as we're going to go. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So just for context, I've printed this out at 6 inches, so this is kind of like a 12 inch by 12 inch scrapbook journal. So okay, so what I'm going to do, like I said, it's going to be kind of abstract-y. So I've just grabbed some paint. Now this is a pot of paint that I got from my friends at Indigo Blue. It's not a particular colour. Now when they had some paints made recently, some of the paint arrived and it was the wrong colour for a particular shade that they wanted. So they have a few pots left over, and rather than throw them away, I thought, well, you know, give them to me. I'll use them in something. So that's what we've got. So this is I can't tell you what the colour is, because, apart from it being blue, because there is no name for it. So what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to start, and I'm going to start just by laying colour down. Like I said, it's going to be abstract-y with no real form to the page. I'm just going to block out colour. Now I'm just bearing in mind, or keeping in mind, what Gina's put on her mood board. I don't mind if I've got painterly brush strokes in any of it. If there's a bit of texture, that's fine. I don't mind if there's a bit of white in there as well, because when you look at the mood board, you'll see that there is white in there too. So we'll start building sorts of connections across and down, but nothing too specific. Just blocks of colour. And like I said before, I haven't really got any particular thought in my head, any real kind of idea of what this is going to look like. It's going to be just totally intuitive, if you like. So let me just get this dry. If you're wondering, I hadn't gessoed the page. Obviously the paint is just going to soak straight through or soak into the page. That's fine, I'm happy with that. Don't particularly mind if that's what happens. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put down some of this Morning Mist from Deco Art Americana, which is a kind of grey, lilac-y kind of paint. And I'm just going to put that directly down onto the page. And then grab another brush. Just make sure these brushes are dry. I've just washed them, believe it or not. And then I'm just going to go through and kind of pick up some of those spaces that we haven't yet covered. I'm going to overlay the colour on top of the blue and in the white space. That's fine, happy with that. And I'm not cleaning the brushes straight away, I'm just leaving them as they are. There's still a little bit of blue paint on there, so I can, if I want to, just kind of blend some of that back out again. Just kind of blurs the lines. See what I mean? It's okay, right. I know people are scared of abstract painting, but don't be, because you know, whatever you're creating, whatever you're doing, because it's abstract, it's kind of an expression of how you're feeling as you're putting your paint down. Your subconscious thoughts will transfer into the page, whether you realise what you're doing is conscious or subconscious. It doesn't make any difference. Whatever you're doing, you know, there is some kind of process because you're in control, you're holding the brush, but what comes out might not be what you actually think. And I know that sounds a bit airy-fairy, but when you think to yourself, I want to put something, let's just say I want to put something there, that's your intuition, that's your subconscious saying, you know, something's going to look good there, or it's going to balance there, or it's going to work there. So go with it, just go with the flow and just do it. Don't be too scared. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in some Dina Wakley Blackberry, which is kind of like a purpley colour. And I know, you all know, I don't like purple colours. So I'm going to do it fairly sparingly. So you see, and I'm just looking around the page thinking, okay, where can I put it that's going to look balanced? Again, it's intuition. You know, you're not necessarily always in control, subconscious or consciously in control, but subconsciously I think we are. And I'm using a spatula just to scrape the colour across and up, just dragging it down. And I suppose the trick is is not to be frightened, just go with it. See, purple isn't my favourite colour, but I still use it, even though I don't particularly like it, only because, you know, it's part of the colour bank, so I still like to include it. Right, so I've still got some of that grey on the brush, so now we're just going to tone that purple down. So this is why I don't wash the brushes. Straight away when I'm doing this kind of work. So that just kind of knocks it into that background again. I'm now going to wash the brush because I don't think I'm going to use that again. So let me get that dried off. Okay, so that's all now dry. So I'm now going to bring in the other colour that's on the mood board, which is this kind of pinky colour. So we've got the Gina Ahrens magenta, which to me it's a bit pinkier than magenta. So again, I'm going to just bring some of that to the white gaps there. Where there's white now, I'm going to just start adding in some accent. And I think it's going to need it. Okay, and again this time I'm going to, where's my mark making stuff? Oh, there it is up there. What we got? I've already used the spatula, so this time I'm going to use this old card, and I'm just going to break up the lines. Just let my subconscious kind of take control for a second and let it dictate kind of where the movement goes. If you notice, I'm trying to avoid diagonals. Again, for some compositions, diagonals don't necessarily work. Horizontals and verticals just seem to work better. And I'm going to stop there. Okay. Clean off my card, and again let's get it dry. Okay, so that's pretty much dry now. Because I put it on fairly thick, it is almost impasto-y up here, so I know the surface is dry, but underneath might still be a little bit wet, but that's okay. So now I want to bring that background, that white background, a bit more into the foreground. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some stenciling now. And I've got some white gesso. I'll just give it a good shake up, and then that will also deposit some into the lid so that I've got a nice handy kind of pot to pick up my paint with. I'm going to use a spongy, and I'm going to be using a brand new stencil. So this stencil is based on or inspired by a stained glass window by designer Frank Lloyd Wright. So we're either going to call this stencil Frank, or it's going to be called Death Star. I know. And will be available very, very shortly. So I'm releasing this one in conjunction with Indigo Blue, amongst other things. So it will be released fairly shortly. So just keep an eye on my website and my socials, because you will see it pop up. Okay, so now we're just going to add some of that gesso just to knock back some of that really kind of intense colour. Which also leaves those fantastic kind of shapes. In the colour that's in the background. I'm not using the full stencil, I'll just go around areas, just picking out the shape that I want, and because I'm dabbing, I'm not getting crisp even lines, which is fine. I just want the kind of impression of that shape. There we go. A bit more over here, I think. Just down the side. It's almost like a circuit board, this as well. So it can be used for that too. But because the theme is small things, I thought just bringing in a smaller kind of pattern that's made up of other patterns would be kind of appropriate for this. And I'm going heavier in some areas and lighter in others. So this particular stencil that I'm using is actually a prototype. My brain's telling me to come down here a little bit. Get some of those shapes down here. Yep, happy with that. Okay, so I'm just going to give this a quick clean, let that dry, and then I'll be right back. So the stenciling's dry. I can now just run my hands all over it, and I think it just needs a little bit of extra of that white bringing into the foreground. So we're going to bring in the splatters. So let's grab some water. Just add a little bit of water to that white gesso, give that a mix, and then don't forget the theme is small things, so I'm happy with lots of small little splatters. I don't want large ones. I think that'll do. That will do. Knowing when to stop. That's the good thing. Right, let's get a wet wipe. Ooh. And then just clean that up. Because otherwise, yep, I'm going to get my elbows in it. I still haven't cleared that wax up from the last time I used it. Which is why there's a nice coppery sheen there, look. Okay, so let's just quickly get this dried off. Those splatters are completely dry now, so I'm just going to bring back the mood board. So that's the mood board. So my page is kind of in keeping with what's in that mood board, so I'm happy with that. I just want to finish off by adding a quote to the page. Not a huge one, just a small one, and this is a small quote from the book called The God of Small Things, which, seeing as Gina's called her mood board Small Things, I think this is going to just fit quite nicely. So let's just, it's only a very small quote, so I'll just add some glue to the back of these. Make sure I get plenty on. I'm going to just pop it in this bottom left hand corner. Make sure I get plenty of that glue on. It does disappear when it dries, so we're okay. And then we'll just put our attribution just underneath. There we go. If you're happy in a dream, does that count? From the book, The God of Small Things, which is just kind of perfect. And look, I've just managed to get glue everywhere. Yuck, what a mess. So I think I'm happy with that. I'm probably will go, actually no, I'm not going to go around the edge with a black pen. I don't want to add any black into the page at all. So I think I'm going to leave that exactly as it is. So all I have to do is just really glue the mood board just onto the back of my page, and I'll just use some spirit glue for that. So just whip some round. The reason I'm using spirit glue is because I don't want anything to buckle the page any more than it is already, and spirit glue won't do that. So that's fine. There we go, so just put that into the middle there and just glue that down. So that's mood board 3, mood board 2, mood board 1, each one on the back of the page that it was inspired for. So just flip that back over. There we go. So that is my art journal page, my abstract art journal page for the ArtsyTrio collaboration for December. Obviously it's been released at the end of November so that you can join in with us on our Facebook group and show and share what you've been inspired to create based on the mood board for the month, throughout the month of December. And the next one will be the last Wednesday in December. And it's my turn again. So yeah, you can't wait for that one. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me create this art journal page based on that mood board from Gina. If you have, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. But also, if you haven't joined us over on the ArtsyTrio Facebook group, where we're sharing all the work that's been inspired by the mood board so far, then you can do so. There's a clickable link in the description area below this video. It'll be great to see you over there. It's all from me for now. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.